guys, welcome back to another Gimpys Gal Guesses. It has been a long time. I don't even know if I have filmed one yet this year. So I believe this is the first of 2023. So happy new year. Hope you guys had an amazing Christmas and a happy new year. And hopefully this year is going to be bigger and better things for everyone. We're still dealing with some headache stuff from the VA, the caregiver program and things of that nature. So please keep us in your thoughts and prayers. And if you have been here before and you enjoy what I do or what Gimpy does, then make sure you're subscribed. I know for me, sometimes channels that I love and watch all the time, I think I'm subscribed to and I'm not. Super quick, takes 2 seconds, and it helps us out a ton. So check, and if you're a returning viewer, make sure you are subscribed. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much. Turn on the notification bell if you want to be notified anytime he posts a video, and definitely comment and like. All of those things help. Even dislikes help because it's interaction with the video. So anything you can do is appreciative. If you're new, welcome. If you like what you see at the end of the video and you want to give it a thumbs up, amazing. And even better yet, if you want to subscribe at the end. But you can wait till the end. Fill me out. It's totally fine. If you are new, let me just tell you what this is real quick. This is basically just me opening games and kind of figuring out how you play them. Like, I just guess how it's played. I don't read the rule books. I don't know anything about the game. I just kind of unbox it, and it's like a fun way to unbox it. I unbox it, and then I guess how it's played at the end, and that's what I do. So let's get into this one. This one is an assault games game called Assault Red Horizon 41. This is the expansion on top here, so we're gonna set that to the side for now. So this is like the main game. Assault Red Horizon 41. It says, including the dynamic campaign Crossing the Naru, a new tactical wargames system. It says wargames made in Germany. It's an assault games game. It says a game by Wolfgang Klein. I love the name. Love the box. It's like a comic book kind of a feel to it, so I really like that. Really cool, like, hidden artwork in here. Like, there's like some shadowy, like, they almost look like something's up with them. Like, the eyes give me like a zombie vibe or something. So I don't know what that's all about, but it looks pretty cool. I see like a skull. Yeah, this looks really cool. So that's the front of the box. The back of the box looks like this. Says 1941. I'm guessing it's giving some like history. Here we go. Box includes 9 double-sided geomorphic maps. More than 600 plus beautiful counters. I love it when they're not just counters, but they're beautiful counters. 44 different unit types, 58 different formation cards, 42 command cards used to bring in leaders and heroes' behavior. This is very descriptive. Assault game system rulebook, scenario book with 15 challenging scenarios, unique dynamic campaign system, Crossing the Naru, including 17 scenarios, 16 customized dice and 2 players' aid, and a lot more fun. It is for 2 to 4 players for ages 14 and up. Game scale, it says squad and team level infantry units, individual vehicles, and guns. Map scale 100 meters per hex. Turn time 5 to 20 minutes. Game time 30 minutes to 3 hours, depending on the scenario. It is a 5 out of 10, so it's medium on the complexity. And the replay value is 10 out of 10. So very replayable. So that's really cool. So there's the box. Again, this, I'll just do this totally separate. It's an expansion, so we're just going to do this and then that. So let's open it. This is a ginormous box, by the way. It's humongous. So while I'm opening this, I did want to tell you we're starting a new channel. It should be up hopefully soon. And he'll post all about it, but I'm excited about it. It's like a more talky channel. Nothing to do with games. It's just going to be talky stuff, but we're excited about it. So let me get all this stuff out. He did tell me some of the counters have come out, so we're going to be very careful because I don't like when the counters are loose and they pop out, because then it's like, I don't know where you go. But that was pretty easy, but we're missing several. Oh, yeah. So this, okay, I see where those go. I'm going to pop them back in because they look pop-inable. They look like they can just be popped right back in, so that's what we're going to do. It's not a big deal. It's just easier for unboxing if they stay together. So we're just going to be extra careful, but there's a lot of them. It said over, what, 600? So that's a lot. Let me grab all these little booklets out first. Okay. To put everything together. So counters. I think I have a booklet over here I need to grab. Okay. So all my counters are here. I think I got them all back in. Oh, nope, more counters. And here, okay. Wow. There's a lot of stuff in this box. Oh, missing some more. 2 more. Where's the other one? Uh-oh. Where did you go? It's got to be tucked in here somewhere. I'm missing one of the German ones. Where did you go? You are hiding from me somewhere. There you are. Okay, let's pop him back in so he doesn't get lost. He knows where his home is. I'm just going to set this next to me. I'm in a little bit of a different setup because my kid broke the other camera rig we had set up, so we had to shift things. So this isn't my usual setup. I'm on a smaller end of a table, so I have less room to work with. Gotta love kids. It was my 1-year-old. She's almost 2. All right. So we'll start with like putting things back in the box the way that I took them out. So it's super easy. So let's try that for a change. So we have cards, which it said there were 42 command cards, 58 different formation cards. So command cards, I'm guessing, yeah, this is German formation. So these must be the formation cards. And these are the command cards. I'm not going to open them up because that's just too much. We can just kind of look at an example of the first and second. So this one says 7th Infantry Division, Light Anti-Tank Section 2, 3 by 37 millimeters, anti-something 36. Bunch of numbers. And then this is the formation card. So it says like German formation. And then on the back of a different card, it says different numbers. And I don't know who I'm holding this up for, but yeah, different things here. So there is those cards, and they were in the bottom of the box. So I can put those back in. It said there's 2 6-sided die, but it said there was a bunch of customizable dice. So we'll look at those real quick. So they have like circles and an X on this one, like a bullseye looking thing. They all look fairly different. I don't know if like the colors are the same, but the dice are different. It looks like they might be the same. Let's see. Yeah, I think the colors are like same color dice have the same symbols, but different colors have different symbols. It looks like they're all the same symbols, a skull, an X, and a bullseye, but they vary in sizes and like how they're on the dice and how many sides have them. So those are the dice that are unique to this specific game. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4 different colors. There's red, green, yellow, and blue. So those are the dice. And then we had 2 6-sided dice, red and a blue. And then we have these little counters, or tokens, or whatever you want to call them, red and white. And they're just little circular ones, look like little wooden pieces here. Yeah, so those are used for something. It's always confusing when there's these and these because, like, do we collect these? Every time I see something like this, it makes me think of, like, a meeple and, like, an Agricola or, I can't think of any of the other ones, but things where you collect stuff. That's what it makes me think of. So when I see this, I think, oh, cool. Do I get to collect things and win? But I doubt that's what they're for. But that's what it reminds me of. So there's those. Then let's look at these counters really quick so I can get them back in the box. Especially the small one because they were in the bottom. So we have a turn record here, just 1 through 10. So I guess there's 10 turns. And then we have some, looks like German counters over here. They're very small. They look like this on one side and then this on the other side. So there's one sheet, which again, they were in the bottom. So I'm going to stick those back in the bottom where they were. so everything can hopefully fit back in the same way it came out. That's the idea anyways. Okay, then we had player aid things. These can probably go on the bottom, so we'll look at these real quick. It did say there was 2 player aid, so it looks like that's what these things are. So 2 types of player aids. There's ranged fire attacker and then defender. Yeah, it says volume 2. Check possibility for attack on the attacker card. Activate unit. Mark the attacking unit with status marker. If necessary, perform spotting roll. Check arc of fire and range and grab attack dice depending on range, blah, blah, blah. Whole bunch of words, whole bunch of things that mean nothing to me, everything to you, but it's front and back. So you have an attacker one and you have a defender one. And both are front and back. So I'm going to stick those in the bottom too because they're small and they will fit down there. And then these, so this actually says player aid on it and they look like they're the same exact thing. So 1 for each player, or there's 2 to go around. So it said 2 to 4 players. I guess you could do teams of 2 and then each team would have a player aid. Maybe it's 4 individual sides, but my guess is, my gut's telling me it's 2 players or 2 teams of 2. So this player aid has a spotting roll table, a ranged fire modification table. It does have the turn sequence at the bottom, and it has a terrain chart, which those are always fun. Tells you what the terrain does to you or how it affects you. On the back, it says attack and defense dice and ranged fire, and then modifications to attack dice and modifications to defense dice. So yeah, these are just like standard, typical player aid things. So we will stick this right there. And then let's look at the books because there's a bunch of them. Then we'll do counters and then we'll do the big pieces of the maps last. All right, we'll do the map and then the counters. Okay, so we have this is units and artwork. Oh no, that's who this is by Ingrid Montegrillo, but it says Assault Red Horizon 41. This just looks like it breaks down all of the counters and it's very large print. So like it's showing you the counter like super blown up and then it's giving you all of the information about like this particular tank. And then these people, these teams. So this is like the counter book. All you need to know about the counters, the maps, all of the different pieces and what the numbers and things stand for. It looks like that's what this book tells you. And then does have some history kind of sprinkled throughout there. So that is the first kind of rule booklet, if you will. And then we have campaign book. So this just said it was just Assault Red Horizon 41. It doesn't have a name. It's just the counter book. This is the campaign book. And it just has all of the different campaign information on it and in it. And it is full color. I usually say how many pages. I'm like losing it here. I didn't tell you that. So this one has 59 pages. It's full color. And it's like that nice, it's not just paper, so it's not as easy to rip. It's like postery kind of material. But I love the colors on it. Like, look at this guy. Does he not look like a zombie? Maybe it's just because he's so tired because he hasn't slept in a while that he looks like a zombie, or maybe he is a zombie. I'll have to find out. All right. This is the campaign book. I already did that. This one is 47 pages. This is the rule book, and it says rule book version 1, so I'm guessing that there must be one in the expansion. Maybe, maybe not. But this one has 31 pages, and it has like Hall of Fame in the back. That just opened it up, and it just... Special thanks to all Hall of Fame backers and other outstanding supporters. So that's cool. So the supporters and backers are in here. And then, yeah, this is just the standard rulebook for the game. And then we have the scenario book. And I think it said there was like 20-something scenarios. Yeah, and it is 31 pages. So those are all of the booklets. And I'm going to take those out because I think that the map pieces went in before those. So there's a bunch of these, and I forget what it called them. It called them, let's see, 9 double-sided geomorphic maps. So that's what that means. So there's 9 of these. Geomorphic, I guess it means they're interchangeable. You can kind of link them different ways so they can all be connected in different ways to make all different maps. And I think that must be why it was given a 10 out of 10 for replayability, because this is endless number of ways you can have a map set up. So there's 9 of these. They're double-sided and they can be connected all different shapes and sizes, and that means you can really kind of customize the game. I'm going to have to step away for 1 second here. So there's 9 of those. I'm going to pause it really quick. I will be right back. Okay. All right. I am back. I'm sorry about that, kids. Let's go over these counters and then we'll do the expansion, and that'll be that. I'll give my guess. So there's a whole bunch. I said over 600 beautiful counters. And not to like knock the person who wrote the descriptions, but I don't know how this is beautiful, but maybe there's some in here that are. But these are just like I said, standard counters. There's like firing, fire and move, close combat, turret fire. And then on the back, like if they're immobile, some of them are different. Some of them say dug in, some of them say combat or close combat, immobile, and some of them are the same front and back. And then again, more, we have fast action, normal action, suppressed, normal action, firing, more of those same. So much of the same, a few that are different. These are a little prettier. I like the green. These are all like the tanks and the vehicles that you can use in the game. And then at the bottom, there's some tokens that say hardened. And on the back, it says recruit. So I don't know what that means, but it means something. And I bet you that counter book will tell you. Again, more, we have like squads and vehicles, and then more of those harden and recruit cards. And they do pop out pretty easy, but they're very thick counters, so they are very well made. Again, more vehicles, more squads, and more of those hardened and recruit cards at the bottom there. And if you want more detailed look at all this stuff, like obviously when Gimpy does his playthrough or whatever he's going to do with this game, you'll see that more closely. This is just like a quick kind of overview of what's in the box, and then I use all of those things to put my guess together. So anyways, now some of these are pretty, like these are really nice. I like these. So again, more like squads and groups of people and vehicles. These are German ones. And then we have veteran and elite. And on the back, again, they say recruit on those. I haven't seen any other, there's star. What's the star for the allies? I don't know. I'm so bad at history and flags. I should get my son because he could tell me in a second what all of them are. But I'm pretty sure these are German. And again, more tanks, more people, elite, and recruit. So it looks like most of these are going to be groups and vehicles that you're going to use in the game. Lots and lots of tanks and trucks to choose from, and then more of those. And then this one is, looks like more like groups of people, and then more of those veteran ones, couple of vehicles or weapons. Basically, it's either tanks, weapons, groups of people, or those veteran / elite type cards is what majority of them are. And then those first smaller ones were just like the flags to probably mark territories and stuff. So that's everything in the main box. And so these are going to be kept separate, but I'm going to guess them as a whole because this isn't a standalone game. It's an expansion, but it's not like a standalone game. So I'm not going to guess something separate for this because it has to be played with that first game. So I hate when this part isn't open because I don't have fingernails and it's hard to open these. And I don't like to use my teeth, so it makes it a little difficult sometimes. There we go. To open it up. All right. So we have the expansion, which just says Red Horizon 41 expansion, tactical air and artillery support. So this must just be those tactical air and artillery. So let's open it up here. Oh my gosh, this one's like not wanting to open. Okay, there we go. So we have very little in this box because most of what you're going to need is in the main box. So this says tactical air support, and this says tactical air support. Off-board artillery support is on the back. They look like the same. So there's just 2 of these. So 2 more player aid for the tactical air support. And then a thing of, it looks like these go on the map to change it up a little bit maybe. They're little hexes. but they look to be the same size and color as our map pieces. So I'm guessing you can just kind of pop these in those little corners to add on to it maybe. But yeah, that's what that looks like a map type piece. And then we have the book and some cards. There's some command cards and probably whatever the other kind, command and whatever the other type of card is. There must be those in this deck as well. So this is the expansion booklet. It's only 19 pages, so nothing too crazy. But it is showing where you can add these like modifiers, those little map modifiers it looks like. And then, yeah, it looks like maybe some scenarios are in here and rules about, you know, how the game changes with this expansion added into it. So it looks like the original is just ground forces and vehicles, and this one adds the air and the artillery to it. So nothing too much to guess in this box. But yeah, this looks like 41, I'm guessing, is when it's supposed to take place. So that's the win, is probably 1941. I didn't see anything where it says where. I mean, obviously it was German. Yeah, German Wehrmacht, which I've definitely seen them before in a game. So I know they are real. And it says begins the largest land operation in World War II. Yeah, it says 1941 on the back. So I think my instincts were correct that 41 in the title, Red Horizon 41, did in fact mean the year 1941. So kudos to me for getting that right. I'm a genius for sure. Nobody would ever put 2 and 2 together. So bravo for me for being so smart. But it says when the German Wehrmacht begins the largest land operation in World War II, the Operation Barbarossa. More than 4 million German soldiers are in their initial positions on the eastern borders of the German Reich. The strategic objective is the capital, Moscow. For a successful operation, the attack must be quick and strong. To achieve this, the crossing of numerous rivers is of great importance. It says this is the first volume in a planned series of tactical level war games in which players lead historical units into battle. So this is based on something that happened in history. And then it looks like the Soviets and the Germans are who's fighting in this. A clash of the titans, the German army and the Soviet army fighting one another in a life and death struggle with infantry, artillery, and armored units. So I definitely cheated. That told me literally everything. It's a battle game where you are leading actual historical units into battle, and it's Germans and Soviets. And so when it says 2 to 4 players, you can either be 2 players or 2 teams of 2 is my guess. And then this just adds the air and some more artillery into the game, into the mix. But it's played the same. You're just adding this in as like a icing on the cake. So yeah, that was a lot, but not a lot. Like it was a lot of stuff in this box. So this box is huge and it's heavy, and everything in here feels so nicely made. Like the maps are very thick. The counters are very thick. The books are made nicely, and the colors, like this is beautiful. Like I would call the front of the box and like the artwork on these beautiful. The counters, I don't know that I would call them beautiful because they just look like counters to me, but there are things in this game that are very beautiful. And it looks like a very well-made game, and everything that you need is in here. I've not seen a game before that has an entire book dedicated to the counters. So unless I am mistaken, in this big box, there is an entire book that breaks down all of the counters and tells you everything you need to know. So I feel like if that is what that was, that I could actually teach myself how to play this game if I wanted to, which anyone who's been here before knows I don't. I start reading that stuff and it turns into Charlie Brown's Teacher, and I just cannot focus. So I'm not saying I'm going to teach myself. I'm just saying when I see them break it down like that, like this counter means this number means this, and this is this, it makes me feel like, okay, I could do this, because otherwise it all feels like Greek, and I don't speak Greek, and I don't know anything about anything when it comes to history, and I know about as basic as most people know, and that's about the depth of my knowledge. So anything that's based in history, I don't have an advantage on, and then just these games in general, I really don't. I don't know if you've been here before, maybe you've heard this story. If you're new, you haven't. But back when he first really started introducing me to like these tabletop games, I really thought that the way you played was like how I played Barbies as a kid, and that you would set up your sides, and he'd have his tanks here, I'd have mine there, and we would just like, okay, I'm going to move here and attack you. And I would move my tank and pew, pew, pew. And that's how I thought they were played. Okay. I didn't realize there was counters and dice and rules and strategy and scenarios and all of those things. I literally thought you just moved your thing where you wanted to move it and tell them what's going to happen. And it was like, you're just playing, like you're just acting out the battle. So clearly I know nothing. I've learned a little bit in my short time with Gimpy's channel. I've learned very, very, very little. I would not say my knowledge is by any stretch of the word expansive, but yeah, I still think something like this makes me feel hopeful that if I had to, like gun to my head, I had to learn the game, I potentially could learn the actual way to play the game and play it and even possibly win it with the way this broke down the rules and the counters and the scenarios, and it tells you when, where, who, it tells you everything. So for that, I think this game does get a 10 out of 10 for me, because it's like, I could do it if I had to. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, we are starting a new channel. I don't know when the videos are going to be up. We're trying to get like a few filmed before we put the channel up. We'll let you know what the name is and all of that soon, but it's not going to be anything related to gaming. It's going to be more like current events, hot topics, reacting to videos, things that we just want to talk about. It's going to be like just like a podcast, but not a podcast. It's going to be a podcast on YouTube. So be looking for that announcement video. And if you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not and you would like to, please subscribe and click the notification bell and comment and all of those happy, fun, good things. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! I don't even know where I'm looking because this camera setup is so different that I don't know what I'm looking at. Like, I think I'm in the camera here, but as far as the overhead one, like I have no idea if I was holding it right. So I could have been out of focus the whole time, and if I was, I'm so